There is unfortunately a big problem in the gaming world, and that is people spoiling things for the community almost instantly online. Most of us work full-time jobs, have families, or other hobbies. Not all of us could beat every major release the first weekend it comes out. And now with the major release with God of War Ragnarok, spoilers have once again ran rampant online. And unfortunately, this time, the leaks came before the game even launched. And it was not due to data miners or insiders this time, but it was due to a retail store that accidentally sold the game 10 days before the game's launch. Not only was this mistake made, but people took it upon themselves to start posting footage of the game online almost immediately, which started a snowball effect of spoilers being posted or re-uploaded and unfortunately ruining parts of the game for many fans. This is simply unacceptable in my opinion. I do not fault anyone for being excited and buying the game early. There's so many games if given the chance I would love to have gotten my hands on a week or two in advance, but I would never have posted parts of the game online to ruin it for my fellow gamers. With the mistake made by this retail store and people posting all this leaked footage online so early before the game's launch, even got a response from Cory Barlog, the creative lead at Santa Monica Studios, where he states that he actually understands the benefit of having just an installer on the disc and not the actual game itself. Now, before we take a deep dive into this subject, I do want to just take a brief moment and welcome anyone new to the channel. If you are new and like what you see, please consider subscribing so you know when we have any new content coming out. And if you do happen to enjoy the video, please hit that like button to let me know. But we got a lot to get into, so without further ado, let's get into it. So recently I did a video discussing the fact Modern Warfare 2 was not actually on the disc. Instead, the game came with a licensing key that allowed you to download the game via their servers. If you got your hands on an early copy of the game, you would not actually be able to play it since it was just a download key. The servers would have treated this as just a pre-order code and not let you actually access the game until the release date. So in this example, I can't even blame Cory Barlog for feeling this way. I could not imagine spending years working passionately on a game only to have the game come out early and spoil it for so many fans. And the reality is, these leaks happen so often now that unless you go totally dark, you are constantly running the risk of having a game you're looking forward to be ruined for you. That being said, I don't think reducing the physical copies of games to a licensing key is the correct answer. Now, I could go on a rant as to why a digital only future is bad for us as gamers, but I will let some old friends explain the situation if gaming does go a purely digital or cloud-based future.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies, rivers and seas boiling,
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes,
the dead rising from the grave, human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Wow. Okay, maybe that was a bit overkill, but still, a digital only future is not something I actually want to see happen. The reason why getting rid of physical copies of games or only putting the licensing keys on the actual disc itself is not the solution, is we have so many examples of other games that have been leaked that were not released early to the public. Just look at The Last of Us 2. The game did not release early, but the entire plot and major cutscenes were plastered all over the internet. Look at a more recent example of the leaked footage of GTA 6. The reality is there is no stopping the leaks. They are just going to happen and they come out of nowhere. I don't think punishing the average consumer is the answer to this. I'm not sure what the answer is. One thing I do hope for though is that people stop putting spoilers in YouTube thumbnails in their reviews without a spoiler warning or just in random tweets online. We may not be able to stop the leaks, but we should be able to behave ourselves and not purposely do things that will ruin a massively hyped game for our fellow gamers. But unfortunately, there is a flip side to this argument, and that is
being miserable and treating other people like dirt is every New Yorker's God-given right.
That's pretty much it. People have the right to be jerks online, and there's nothing we could do to stop it. It's just a shame that the average person who enjoys video games are the ones that constantly have things spoiled for them or ruined for them. And if we go this route, the average consumer is going to be the one that suffers and loses the right to ownership of video games. It's just super annoying. But enough doom and gloom. I want to end the video on a positive note. God of War Ragnarok has been a successful game, and it's not because of the high sales, it's not because of a high review score, and it's not even because the game is most likely going to be a Game of the Year nominee. It's simply because fans are happy with the game. The game actually lived up to the hype, and it's refreshing to see a game please its massive fan base. Even if you don't like the game or you don't like the franchise as a whole, you have to admit it's great to see so many fellow gamers happy with a massive successful AAA launch. Alright guys, that's all I really gotta say about this topic. I don't know what the answer is to stop the leaks or the spoilers online. I have no idea what the solution would be. All I hope is that we, as your average consumer, don't start to lose options in how we buy our games because of stuff like this. But let me know what you guys think. Are you loving God of War? Do you support a fully digital future? Drop a comment down below. I always enjoy hearing everyone's thoughts. But I have a ton of work to do, so I'm going to get back to the grind, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.